My friends, this is Brian Flores, and he's a friend of mine. And tonight I'm introducing him not only as a friend, but as a neighbor. Brian is the house manager for the Scholarship House located on the property of Living Word of Faith Assemblies of God Church, where Pastor Alfonso Mitchell Harden is the pastor, and where I serve as executive business pastor. Through a partnership with Hartford Winter Haven, the Scholarship House has been a blessing. It's truly been a blessing. And Jim Atkins, you'll hear Jim name quite a bit tonight. He's the director of that. And Brian is the house manager. Beautiful spirited man with a great story. Brian, share with us tonight.
Hi. Thanks for letting me share with you guys tonight. I want you to know that I like short and sweet, so I'll move this along as quickly as I can. Question for you. Does God ever give up on a person? I don't think so. I wouldn't be standing here if he did. How many times can a person fall or fail or cry out for help? Does God get tired? Can you use up his love or his grace or his forgiveness? How far will the goodness of God stretch, and how will it cover me in my repeated sins again? These are questions that you will have if I tell you about my life. These are questions I've asked God. As James said, my name is Brian Flores, and I'm the manager of the Scholarship House for Hartford Winter Haven. I'm sure most of you know that this is the house for male college students who are homeless at this point in their lives. We have 3 guys living there right now. It's a huge blessing for them. School is hard enough, even with a family roof over your head and your family's love and support. These young men don't have that, so we do our best to provide it. You all have basically rebuilt this house so it's beautiful inside. It's home for them. I lead as necessary and support and care and answer life's questions for these young men. My poor to terrible life decisions have given me an experiential understanding of how bad things can get when you make foolish choices. It's an honor to be part of their lives, one I take very seriously. I help with transportation and make sure the guys are safe and respecting each other, that the house is clean and welcoming. I also help them understand why DoorDash every night is a bad idea and that cooking a chicken is something anyone can learn, and broccoli is important. So here's my life in bullet points. My dad was killed in a work accident when I was little. My mom, who is a wise and godly woman who has worn out her knees praying for me, realized that it would be better to raise my brother and me in a little town called Dundee, so we left Miami and moved up here. I went to jail for 4 years when I was 18. To pay for our drug habits, my friends and I would steal from garages and pawn the goods for cash. I drove the getaway car. When we robbed the garage of a retired detective from the state attorney's office, we got caught. I learned my lesson about committing crimes like theft, but the drugs and alcohol were still there. After jail, I reconnected with my wife, Joy. We got pregnant with our first daughter, Mia, and I also got my first DUI at that time and lost a pretty decent job. I cleaned myself up again, enrolled in the Cordon Bleu culinary program, and graduated with honors. I loved it, and I did very well there. I was hired by some great places, including the Ritz-Carlton and the Waldorf Astoria, but lost those jobs before they began in the background check. I had a felony on my record. I could not get a job that was commensurate with my education and skill level. That was a struggle. During this time, my wife got pregnant with our second daughter, Maddie, and I got my second DUI. That was the beginning of a downward spiral. Alcohol, drugs, divorce, jail again. This time I was tired. This time I was ready to surrender. Where are the guys from Refuge on the Ridge? There you are. Big shout out to those guys. And if you're still in the program, stick with it. If you all don't know, the old Chalet Suzanne is now a faith-based residential recovery place for men addicted to drugs and alcohol. It's run by Pastor Andy Blair. I love that place. I was their first enrollee when I got out of jail. It changed my life. I met Jim Atkins there. Actually, I found his book first. He was one of our teachers. I paid attention to what he was saying. I studied his book. And he eventually connected me to Heart for Winter Haven. So, I stand before you tonight as a man who was broken, but now belongs. I feel rich with the opportunity to serve and with the fellowship of friends and mentors, with a great chance to give back, to be part of something. The Lord saw me and heard me and brought me to a spacious place where I can continue to heal as I serve. To Brad and Jim, the rest of the staff, and those of you here who pray for us and contribute to what's going on here, I thank you.